Hello and welcome to Stocks to Watch, where we have exclusive meetings with business leaders to help you make informed business decisions. I am Munir Baraz, your business analyst and host, and joining me today is Peter Passaris, Vice President of Product Development, and Callistus Sequeira, Vice President of Global Quality and Operations at Intelligent Biosolutions, a medical technology company revolutionizing drug testing with its non-invasive fingerprint sweat-based testing platform that delivers results in under 10 minutes. The company is listed on the Nasdaq as INBS. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to be on, Munir.
Thank you. So let me start with you, Peter. You recently integrated Latin American Spanish and Arabic into your drug screening reader. What is the backdrop of this edition, and are there any other plans to add more languages?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Yeah, thanks, Munir. So we did recently add a Latin American Spanish and Arabic to our already existing English language of the reader, and it was to fill a need that was driven by our customers. We absolutely are looking to involve and add further languages. The exciting part is that the software we built to add the languages is a platform, and so we can very easily add new languages as they come up.
That sounds really great. And Peter, I understand the technology has the potential to extend into areas beyond drug testing, so there is potential for economies of scope here, really. What are some other possible applications, and what's next for the product development team?
Yeah, that's a great question, Munir, and that's actually a very exciting question coming from the product development team. We have discussed a lot of different directions and a lot of different markets that our technology can apply in. Today, we're focused on drug screening market, but tomorrow we can look into the sports medicine. We can look into hormones. We can look into hormones when it comes to stress, when it comes to fertility markets, and possibly even cancer markers. So there's a lot of different directions we can take technology. Essentially, our body excretes sweat, right? And today we're focused on looking at that sweat as a sample and the metabolites it gives us when it comes to drugs. But like I said, there's so many markets and so many directions we can take our technology. And really what we're focusing on is we're focusing on collecting that sample like urine, like blood, and having it give us information and data when it comes to the body, right? And we're very excited to look at those new opportunities.
Wow, I mean, the amount of data that you can extract just from a sweat sample is very impressive. I wasn't aware you could collect so much.
Yeah, I know. And most people aren't because it's invisible. Often you think your fingers are dry, but they're not. We have enough sample to collect what we need to do our analysis on.
So the potential for innovation is really big here. And you submitted your FDA 510K application at the end of last year. What is this application exactly, and what has happened since then? How are you tracking the process?
Right. So we did submit our 510K in December of last year. In a normal process, the FDA has questions for us, and obviously us being, paving the way when it comes to fingerprint sweat as a sample, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And so the FDA has come back to us with our submission, asking questions and clarifications on certain points. Our team is working very hard to answer those and put the data together to resubmit to FDA, and we're very close to doing that now.
Great. And Cal, now you've added more languages to the reader, and there is a lot of expansion happening. How have you adapted the manufacturing process to meet increasing international demand? How are you preparing for future growth?
I think, Munir, it's very important to understand the current capacity and the current equipments that we've got and how we can constantly optimize it and try and meet the ongoing demands into the international markets. We have started to look into automation. We've currently spent a lot of resource in terms of capital expenditure equipment, which is in the front end of the production lines. And now we are constantly reviewing the process and understanding if we need to optimize the equipments further so that we can scale up the manufacturing better. We are always striving to make sure that the training given to the staff who are currently working in the production lines, they are being trained to the right level of competency. We have to make sure that, the enhancement in the quality control checks, that we have implemented throughout the process. And this is one of the key factors, but also fostering the continuous improvement cycle. Lean manufacturing is very, very key in the business to make sure that we are streamlining our process, always value stream mapping, making sure all the non-value added processes are being removed so that we can minimize the defects and have no reworks at all. We cross collaborating with the various departments like R&D, quality, operations, sales, to make sure that we perform with operational excellency throughout the manufacturing process. And one of the other things that I forgot to mention is the supply chain. Inventory management is very key to make sure that we have a collaborative relationship with all our suppliers. It's not transactional. You scratch my back and I scratch yours, making sure that we have got the raw materials that we need on time. The delivery schedule is enhanced, and making sure that we have got a flexible production schedule. So if we have got a rise in demands, we have a different production lines for different product that we generate into the different markets, and to make sure that we have that flexibility always there so that there is never been an issue. Also, our product has got a shelf life of 2 years. So implementing just-in-time technique into the production line is very key so that we give our customers the maximum shelf life that they can get into the product.
So you're preparing for a lot of international growth, and I really like that you're implementing lean manufacturing, because not only you can produce at scale, but you can also reduce costs and maintain a high level of quality. And speaking of quality, which is very important, what certifications or quality standards do your facilities comply with? How do they support international market access?
So currently we hold two certification. We have got our notified body is BSI. We hold the ISO 9001 and ISO 13485. Now ISO 9001 is very customer focused and meeting customer expectation for any manufacturing company or a service generating company. Whereas the ISO 13485 is about the medical device manufacturing. So we hold both of the certifications right now. And it is crucial to have the ISO 13485 because it has got a more enhanced quality management system. So when we are entering into new markets, such as the US FDA, which we need a 21 CFR 820 as the quality systems regulation compliance to meet. And the ISO 13485 is like the framework for that.
And since we talked a bit about lean manufacturing, and I want to go back to that, and producing at scale and maintaining quality at that scale. Can you walk us through your quality assurance protocols? How do you ensure consistency across large-scale production?
So the quality assurance protocol starts from the top management. It is essential that the senior leaders buy into the quality management system framework. The quality management system is a framework that brings the entire organization together. So it is important that the top management write the quality policy, and then the quality team would write a quality manual. And ISO 13485 is all about risk management, making sure that we acknowledge the risk and then have the right mitigation factors against those risks that we have acknowledged within the scope of our product cycle. And talking about the product life cycle, it starts from design and development. So it will start with Pete's steam, and then there would be a validation, an intense validation that is being done. This validation is across the equipment, across the process, and across the product. This, after completing the effective validation, the product is then being transferred into manufacturing and then goes into the distribution and then released into the market. Apart from this, we have to make sure that we assess our suppliers, making sure that our suppliers have been qualified for the quality of the product that they would supply to us. So raw material QC inspection checks, the key and paramount to start off with. We have got a lot of in-process QC checks involved within the processes. We have a final performance QC check, which is for every batch that we release into the market. And lastly, we have a final pack out where the quality control department would be checking that to make sure that it has been released to the accuracy and fulfillment of a customer order. So having these things is absolutely crucial to basically meet the customer expectation. But apart from that is to measure, analyze the data that we get so that we can effectively check our quality management system, making sure that we audit our internal processes to check the effectiveness, whether the procedure is effective or not, and also checking the post-market surveillance through customer complaints, if there are any, and basically mitigating those by putting the right sort of steps in place in terms of continuously improving your product life cycle. And last but not the least, ISO 13485 is all about traceability. Identification and traceability is key, so that the medical device is completely traceable. And at the end of it, the patient safety and regulatory compliance is a paramount part of this ISO 13485.
Sounds really thorough, and you don't just care about quality within your own organization, but also across the supply chain, even before inputs come to your organization, and also after the outputs go out, which is very impressive. And my last question, it's to both of you. I'll start with you, Peter. Why do you think investors should be as excited about the future of intelligent biosolutions as you are?
Obviously, we're very excited about it. Fingerprint sweat is an interesting sample, right? And our whole business is built around that. It's a sample that can give us a lot of information about a human being and about the data that's going on in their body, right? Today, like I said before, we're focusing on drug screening, but we have so many possibilities, so many markets we can apply our technology. And intelligent biosolutions is really paving the way for that. They're paving the way, and they are the pioneers when it comes to using fingerprint sweat as a sample to understand data and information about the human body. And our goal is to use that technology and use that sample to apply it in a lot of different directions so that we can help every individual live a safer and healthier life. So I'm very excited because of the endless possibilities, to be honest.
Absolutely. And Cal?
I completely agree with Pete in terms of what this technology can do. This is a platform technology. There's lots more that we can do with it. And me and the team are all very excited to foster the growth of this particular technology within the business, and making sure that we give the right quality to the customer to meet their expectation and make sure that we are successful.
Wonderful. Well, you do provide a lot of value to customers, and also the prospects of the company are really bright. So there is a lot to look forward to. Gentlemen, Peter Passaris and Callistus Sequeira, thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you again on this show very soon.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Munir.
Munir, very much.